Have a cold. Let It Be is a 1970 documentary directed by Michael Lindsay Hogg, long considered to capture the breakup of the Beatles. As such, first-generation fans and all four Beatles considered it a career low point, despite its winning an Academy Award for Best Original Song in 1971. After being released to a variety of home video formats in the early 1980s, group rights and intervention have, up to this point, kept the film from being reissued on physical media. The fact the Beatles made a film they didn't want you to see didn't keep people from seeing it, however, and numerous VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray format bootlegs made for a new audience, one that didn't find the film as morbid as first-generation fans. It wasn't until Peter Jackson's 2021 Get Back documentary, a reworking of the raw footage for Let It Be, that surviving Beatles and family members agreed to let it be again, albeit so far only on streaming platform Disney+. While I'm happy to say the version streaming is mostly devoid of the AI artifacts found in Get Back, that's not to say it's an exact match to what was released in 1970. The image definitely has been processed, with DVNR if not AI, which sometimes makes for the same waxy, two-dimensional look, and the audio has been completely reworked, going back to the original Nagras, multitracks, and, when necessary, using AI separation to create a new mix. Although there are changes to picture, the biggest changes are in the audio. Unfortunately, I won't be able to document all of these for fear of a strike against the video. There are a few extra seconds of Ringo's drumhead up top before the original was to fade in, and as you can see, the original VHS release is heavily cropped compared to the restoration. This is because Let It Be was filmed on 16mm and blown up to 35mm when it was decided to release it theatrically. This required each shot to be reframed for theatrical ratio, resulting in a softer image and poor color. When released on home video, its 35mm origins resulted in a recropping of the information on the sides. The 2024 version corrects this by going back to the original 16mm negative. To preserve the original theatrical experience, the top and bottom would again need to be cropped, as well as repositioning each shot. Also apparent is the opening titles have been redone, no doubt to more accurately reflect the credits, but also resulting in different font choice and placement here and there. The two optical wipes used to mark location changes are replaced with hard cuts in the new version. The original film ended with a freeze frame and simple "The End" title, with an otherwise unavailable snippet of Get Back underneath it. The new version has a few extra frames after where the freeze should be, no Get Back, and new scrolling end credits, with 3 unique session songs performed under it. This is the most jarring alteration in my opinion, and I would have preferred something closer to the original ending. Either from source correction or AI separation, Paul McCartney's vocals have been removed from Don't Let Me Down. When George gets shocked, Disney Plus has an expletive added back in, but missing is George saying he's wearing rubber shoes and Michael Lindsay Hogg's response that he's made of wood.
And I've got rubber shoes as well. And you're made of wood.
John's lip flap is fixed, again from either using the Nagra audio that goes with the performance or AI. This occurs later in this performance as well, and these are only an example as this happens to some degree throughout. Paul says something I've always joked sounded something like, "buy my first album," and while I don't think that's actually what he was saying, it's conspicuously missing from this new version. Production noise and noodling on instruments have been removed during Paul and George's argument.
I know, but you know, because it'd take even longer.
Okay, look, I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say that. You're doing it again as though I'm trying to say that. I know, but you know.
Because it'd take even longer.
Okay, look, I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say that. You're doing it as though I'm trying to say that.
The audio as Paul arrives during the end of the Octopus's Garden run-through is different.
Have you played the ducks?
Yeah, terrible.
Different piano noodling is heard after the group's cover of You Really Got a Hold on Me. Michael Lindsay Hogg tells the cameras to turn on before two of us.
Turn over cameras.
After the rooftop performance of Don't Let Me Down, there's some extra Paul, but the woo of a woman that walks by on the street is missing.
Don't let me down.
Before the last run-through of Get Back, the Beatles' last ever live performance together, there's some different drumming from Ringo at the top, while the original audio has a count-in. Well, that about does it for Let It Be. You know, I've waited years for them to reissue it, and even though I'm probably cutting them a little too much slack from a restoration standpoint, I do see why they made some changes, and I'm mostly happy with the way it came out. I hope someday we do get a Blu-ray with the original audio track also included, but that doesn't seem to be the way things are going, and I'm happy that we at least have this streaming version. If you enjoy this video, please click like and subscribe, and I hope to be back soon with another comparison video.